We send the traffic stats to St David's at the end of every month. There's PCAs, speeding violations, seatbelt offences.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to get off my desk for a start, and then I want you to fax those through for me.
OK. Sure, Nick.
Thank you, Adam.
Got him eating out of the palm of your hand, mate.
Yeah, it's quite tame, really.
Can I help you, sir?
My daughter's missing. She didn't show up for work this morning.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Noel Hawkins.
All right. If you'd like to come through, Mr Hawkins, I'll get some details.
I telephoned all her friends. No one's seen her. Thought she might have had an accident, but she hasn't been taken to the hospital.
All right, take a seat. Now, what is her name?
Rhoda.
All right, how old's Rhoda?
17.
Can I have a description, please?
Let's see, 5'4", pale skin, blue eyes, long blonde hair, slim build.
All right, and whereabouts does she work?
The Ozone Snack Bar. It's just a few minutes' walk from our place. How can she disappear in broad daylight?
So she set off for work this morning as per usual. Could you tell us what time this was, sir?
Just before 10. It's been 5 hours now.
Did she seem upset or anxious about anything at all?
No, she was fine. She went out last night, got home at a reasonable hour. Well, reasonable for Rhoda, 11:30ish. We had a cup of coffee, chatted for a while. I wandered off to bed about midnight. She stayed up and watched a bit of telly.
Mr Hawkins, does she go out much?
Well, she's a bit of a night owl, but she always comes home. It's sort of an unwritten rule.
And you don't think there's any chance that she could have run off?
Not without her clothes. They're all still in a wardrobe.
You've tried some of her friends. Is there somewhere else she might have gone?
Maybe her mother's place, but I doubt it. They don't get on.
All right, whereabouts is that?
Pennant Hills, Sydney. We're separated.
If we could get a contact number, that'd be helpful.
OK, it's,
Boss, we've got a problem out at the Cassidy place. The boy's gone troppo.
I haven't heard anything of them in years. What's the kid's name again?
William, I think.
That's right, William. Oh, well, go easy. Take Constable Cooper with you.
Right out.
Hey, Mum! Look, I'm flying!
Get off before you break it.
Come on, son. Cut it out. Do as your mother says.
Oh, God, who called them?
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Cassidy. I'm afraid there's way to complain.
I'm awfully sorry. We can't get him to stop.
This is private property.
You can't blame her. You'd do exactly the same.
I would not. I would be far more tolerant.
Would it help if I had a chat to him?
Go right ahead. He's taking no notice of us.
Rightio. G'day there, matey. How'd you be? What's the world like from there?
Oh, much better.
Eh? You remember me, William? I was around after you had your accident.
Oh, yeah. I'm stuck.
Yeah? You want a hand down?
Yeah.
OK. Oh. There you go.
Hey, you're Sergeant Schultz. Jawohl, Herr Commandant.
Howdy, mate. Senior Constable Schultz, how you going?
Oh, I'm pissed.
Having a few beers, have you?
Last night, went to the pub, tied one on.
Good on you.
He's been drinking today, too.
Oh, what's wrong with that? Everyone else does it. It's normal, Mum.
Tell you what, it's a bit chilly out here. Why don't you jump inside and throw a few clothes on?
All right, eh? Hey, you want to come and see me room?
Yeah, you want to go see his room, don't you, mate?
Yeah, cool, let's go.
Why is he acting up?
He had to go to the hospital today for some rehabilitation.
The outcome's been pretty good medically, but his behaviour can sometimes be antisocial, I suppose you'd call it.
Well, we'd be pleased to take him to the hospital. That's if he'll come voluntarily.
Well, he's not cooperating with us. He might just go.
Come inside.
Do you still play?
Nah, booted me out. They said I had an attitude problem. I wasn't the one with the attitude. Coach had it in for me.
How's it going?
A bit more respectable now. Got me Dax on.
Good on you. Would you like to call the hospital and let them know we're on our way? Thanks.
Be a good boy now, William.
Mum.
We'll pick you up when you're ready, OK, son?
Yeah, righto. Can we go now? Have you ever been a high-speed chase, Nick?
Oh, yeah, a few. They're pretty hairy.
Yeah, foot flat to the board, sirens blaring, cars coming at you from all directions. Good stuff.
Well, we try to avoid them, mate, because someone usually ends up getting hurt, which is no good.
I reckon they'd have me on the force. Hey, what's funny, don't you think I'd make a copper?
It's not easy, mate. I've just come through the academy.
Why do you think I'm stupid?
No, I'm just saying, it's hard.
I heard you were ducks to your school, mate.
Yeah, I was. Hey, how'd you know?
Oh, your mum told me. She's very proud of you.
Mum and Dad, they treat me like I'm a baby. Hey, did you hear him before? Oh, be a good boy, William. I will pick you up, son. Oh, they think I'm stupid, too.
No, they don't. All parents are like that.
Hey, turn around. I've changed my mind.
Settle down, man. Come on, put it back on.
Oh, you'll be right, mate. We're nearly there.
No, I'm not going!
Get back here!
Have you got him?
William, get back here!
Let go of me! Let go of me! Frick! Down!
Well, he tried to jump out of the car, Mrs. Cassidy.
Well, why didn't you stop?
Faye, calm down, darling.
Well, that's fair enough. In retrospect, maybe I should have. But even if I had stopped Mrs. Cassidy, I couldn't reason with him. I mean, he was getting stuck into Constable Cooper, so I thought the best thing I could do was to get him to hospital as quick as possible.
Was William injured?
Well, they examined him before I left, and apart from a few bruises, he was all right. They'll observe him for the rest of the day, and then when he comes to, you can take him home.
Then we start all over again tomorrow.
Look, Mrs. Cassidy, I'm sorry about what happened. I mean, it was never my intention to upset William or put him at risk.
We know.
Cheers, man.
Well, we haven't seen either of you for a while. Where have you been keeping yourselves?
Oh, roundabout. We stayed in Melbourne at Faye's sister's place while William was in hospital.
Car accident was 3 years ago.
Rehabilitation's a slow process. We had to rent a place close to the centre.
Our son went from having a great future to having no future. He can't work. Every time he gets a job, he has an argument with someone, and that's the end of it. When he drinks, well, you know what happens.
Yes, well, we'll check with you again in the morning. See how William's getting on.
Thanks for your interest.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Where is Constable Cooper?
Cooper is, he's at the hospital.
At the hospital?
Yeah, the last time I saw him, he was unconscious.
Pardon?
That Cassidy kid was throwing punches left, right and centre.
He knocked Cooper out?
No, the person that was responsible for that was known as Becky.
What? What, a woman?
Yeah, you see, there we were all rolling around on the ground together. There was William, myself, Cooper, and the nurse, known as Becky, and she sedated him by mistake.
That's so bizarre, I almost believe it.
Well, it's true, every word of it. She was a real knockout.
Give me a break. You could locate Rhoda Hawkins?
No, but I picked up a recent photo, and I called into the snack bar. The owner said William Cassidy dropped in around 9, asking for Rhoda. Apparently it's not the first time.
Really? You know, for all we know, she could have just had a row with her father and run off to Mummy.
Well, likely shacked up with the bloke.
Oh, come on, PJ.
No, I think little Rhoda's a bit of a party animal, boss. She's got a pretty wild wardrobe.
Oh, you better follow it up. And check out her relationship with her father. You never know.
Yep. Oh, I'd hate to have a teenage daughter. It's trouble.
Try having 2 of them.
Mount Thomas Police? No, that's all right, Mrs. Cassidy. I'm on call out. How can I help?
The hospital rang. William's gone. They only found out half an hour ago when they did their rounds. Vince is out looking for him.
All right. Whereabouts is he likely to go? All right. Barry's and who else? Yep, we got that.
If he isn't there, he could be out wandering the streets. He gets confused.
I'll take a look around for him. If he shows up, ring me. If I'm not here, just leave a message on the machine and I'll get back to you. Okay? Yeah. Bye-bye. Any luck?
Not a thing.
Here comes Noddy. Or is it Mr. Plod?
What?
Maybe we should call him Rip.
Oh, you're a real comedian, Wayne.
I heard you were taking a nap at the hospital, mate. Bit easy.
Next time there's a domestic at the Cassidys, you can go.
You come through it okay?
Yeah. I was out cold, but when I woke up, there was an angel standing over me.
Ah, the white sheet, the wings and the halo. Take him back to hospital, mate. He's still hallucinating.
No, the white uniform. Her name's Becky.
Nick. Matey.
G'day. The boss is waiting for you. Go right in.
Thanks, Patterson.
Who are they?
Dee's from St David's. Another girl's disappeared.
Joanne Foster left the dance at midnight. I spoke to her parents at 6 a.m. They'd left a message on my machine at 2. I'd been out looking for the Cassidy boy till then.
It's a busy night for you?
Yeah. The Fosters are pretty worried about Joanne. She's usually very reliable. This has never happened before. She'll usually walk home with some of her girlfriends.
Did you check him out?
Well, they'd rung around. They thought that she might have stayed over at one of her friends' place. But no one saw her after the dance.
Any connection between her and Rhoda?
They went to the same school, but Rhoda left a while ago. Mrs. Foster said that Joanne had mentioned Rhoda. Apparently she had quite a reputation, but she didn't seem to think that they were close friends.
Well, this is the Ozone Snack Bar here. That's Rhoda Hawkins' house. Now, we're talking less than half a kilometre there. The second girl left the Scout Hall here to walk 2 streets to her home and hasn't been seen since. Oh, Constable Doyle, you know Detective Sergeant Grantham, Senior Constable Neil.
Yes, how are you?
You look remarkably well for someone who's been up most of the night.
Oh, I feel okay, but I could fade early.
The Cassidys are on their way in with William.
We found him curled up in the back seat of his car at 5 this morning.
Would have been a bit chilly.
Well, no, the heater was on. He had the motor running.
Then we have no idea whether he used the car.
Where was this William character when the first girl disappeared?
He was in the area. He called in at the snack bar in the morning. We don't know anything about his whereabouts after that. The next time he came to our attention was when Constables Schultz and Cooper attended his house that afternoon.
And that's when he landed in the hospital?
Yeah, he was last seen at 11 p.m. When they went to check on him at 12:30 this morning, he was gone.
So for 6 hours, we can't account for his whereabouts. That gives him time to have walked home, collected the car, abducted Joanne Foster, and then gone home again in time for Constable Doyle to discover him at 5.
Except his parents would have heard him drive the car out.
Unless he didn't drive his car, and she went with him willingly, or he carried her off into the night.
Or he had nothing to do with it.
His parents could be protecting him.
He told me he works out at the Scout Hall twice a week. They've got some gym equipment there, so he's familiar with the place.
Is that the Foster girl?
Yep. Blonde, blue-eyed, and sweet 16.
Not dissimilar.
2 blondes, a couple of years between them, went to the same school but hang out in different groups.
Someone with a fetish for young blondes.
That yellow one's yours.
Thank you. Good morning. They'll be with you in a moment, so if you wouldn't mind sitting down.
Yes, hello, mate. Thomas Police. Who is this? Some kid reckons she knows where the missing girls are.
William, sit down.
I reckon it sounded like a hoax call.
Well, what makes you say that?
I could hear the other kids giggling in the background.
We should probably take a look then.
OK, if you want to, but I think it's a waste of time. Go play with the little mate.
After the accident, William suffered post-traumatic amnesia. It took him a whole week to regain his memory.
Happened once before when he was playing footy. He was knocked out, ended up with concussion. Had no recollection of what happened 2 minutes ago.
He was a good sportsman.
Well, he still looks pretty fit now.
Physically, William came out of it reasonably well, but his personality's changed. He has a hard time relating.
He's still a bright boy, but he's disruptive. He doesn't know when to stop.
It's hard for him to understand. It takes a long time for things to get through to him.
Does William know right from wrong?
Yes.
Right. Still see his mates?
Well, most of them. They don't come around as often as they used to.
Does he have a girlfriend?
Not anymore. Though Emily stuck round for a long time, I'll say that for her.
What happened to that relationship?
He's not the same boy she loved.
William gets frustrated not being able to do what he once did, be what he once was. He takes that out on other people.
Keeps threatening to leave. Says we mollycoddle him. Fuss too much.
It's only natural under the circumstances.
So how does he cope with his frustration, sexual or otherwise?
You'll have to ask him that.
Now, the night before last, William was out with his mates, is that right?
Yes. He came home late, slept in and then went out again.
Do you know where he went?
Well, just out in his car.
Took him a long time to get behind the wheel again. Take great pride in the old Falcon.
He stopped in at the Ozone that morning. Does he go there often?
I've no idea. He doesn't say much to us anymore. Says we nag him.
What time did he show up?
I've no idea.
About 1, I think it was.
Was he drunk?
Oh, not rolling drunk. He was just silly. Playing the clown. He always been a bit of a prankster, our William.
It's nicely tucked away. If the girls are here, nobody'd ever know.
Nah, I bet you it's a prank. Some little smart-ass is sitting back in town right now bragging to her mates about how she sent 2 coppers on a wild goose chase.
Morning. What brings the police out here?
Mrs. Geary, is it?
Yes, that's right.
We've had a report that 2 missing girls could be found on your property.
Oh, there's only Betty and me here. You're quite welcome to come in and have a look around if you want.
Hey, hang on. Don't let him in just like that. Who sent you? Who was it?
We're not at liberty to divulge that information, Mr. Geary.
Have you got a warrant?
No, we don't. But we could get one. We were hoping for your cooperation.
Calm down, Eddie. It's not a problem. Ignore him. You caught me on the hop. I've been sick for a few days. Eddie's not much of a housekeeper.
Mrs. Geary, if you wouldn't mind showing us around, that'd be a help.
Sure. Well, as you can see, it's a bit of a hovel. The rest of the house isn't much better.
Seeing as Doyle and Patterson didn't find the girls at the Geary place, our anonymous callers hardly like to reveal herself or her source of information.
Of course, it may not be even one of their schoolmates. All we can do is put it to them and see what sort of reaction we get.
It's the only lead we got at the moment, apart from young Bill in there, so we better stick with it. Radio Schultz and Cooper, they can meet you at the school.
Right.
It's my daughter's. Taken a few years ago now.
Yeah, she looks like Emily. Got the same eyes and the way she wears her hair.
Oh, your room looks a little bit like mine, full of photos and trophies.
William, the detectives are going to want to have a bit of a chat with you soon. You know what it's about, don't you?
Rhoda and some other girl, but I don't know anything. I don't know where they are.
Well, you may have heard something or seen something that may be helpful to us.
I'm not a fool. Please don't treat me like one. If I'm a suspect, tell me.
Well, you are, mate. Do you want to call a solicitor?
No, I don't need one. I haven't done anything.
Okay.
Where were you the morning of Rhoda's disappearance?
Don't remember.
The owner of the snack bar said you called in there.
If you said I did, I did.
I suppose you don't remember where you went after that either.
I've been drinking. I don't remember much when I drink.
William, when you left the hospital last night, where did you go?
Walked home.
Straight home?
I fell asleep in the back of the car.
With the engine running?
No, it's the only way the heater works.
So why didn't you go inside, sleep in your own bed?
I would have woken Mum and Dad. They would have asked me all sorts of questions and I wasn't in the mood.
What sort of mood were you in, William?
I was in the mood to be left alone like now.
Now, you listen to me. Do you know a girl called Joanne Foster? Do you?
You're refusing to answer any more questions. OK, we'd like to take a look at your car.
No one touches my car.
We'll tell you what we want to see, and you can show us. Fair enough?
William. William.
I'm thinking about it.
Wow, this is some car. Are you restoring it yourself?
Dad and I are working on it together.
Yeah? Can you open the boot?
What are you looking for?
Dead bodies.
When did you clean it, William?
It's always like this, isn't it, son?
Yeah.
Given anyone a lift recently, William?
No.
No, they're mine. I'd wondered where they got to. Yeah. Bit of bedtime reading, eh? Yeah.
Possession of cannabis, 1989. Living off immoral earnings, 1990. Distributing pornographic material, 1990. Nothing since then.
Now, Mr. Geary's a reformed character.
But a cop hater.
That's a bit strong, Mags.
Well, couldn't you feel the anger? He was ready to explode.
Well, was he?
Look, Geary's come up here to make a fresh start, and what happens? Some kid finds out he's got form and drops his name in the hat. Of course he resents it, anyone would.
No, it didn't come across that way to me.
His wife seemed fine, she was a real battler.
But a slob.
She was sick.
So she said.
Now, you've lost the plot, Mags, you need a holiday.
Look, Wayne, I might be tired, but I'm not blind. If the Gearys aren't involved in the disappearance, then I can assure you they're involved in something else.
She hasn't got any priors, and he hasn't had a conviction since 1990. Maybe he is on the straight and narrow.
Didn't find anything in William's vehicle, apart from a couple of girly mags. The car's clean as a whistle.
What did I tell you?
No, maybe it's too clean, Maggie.
But do you think he's capable of pulling off a double abduction?
Well, he's a bright boy, boss, despite the obvious.
What's the motive?
Frustration. Look, we know he goes wacko after a couple of beers, and we know that Rhoda didn't want to have anything to do with him.
So we keep tabs on him. And the Gearys. That's the best we can do for now.
No, no.
Hello, Matt Thomas Police. Yes, no, we've already been out there. There was nobody there. It's a kid about the Geary place.
This is Sergeant Croydon. Who is this? Listen, if you want us to take you seriously, you better tell us your name. Persistent little devil?
She might have reason to be.
Yeah, she might. So, we can't count out the Gearys. Not yet.
Wash out.
Rhoda and Joanne were certainly.
Hey, who's that?
Becky.
Where'd you find her?
So they weren't just casual acquaintance. Now they're in different forms. Joanne's a year behind. Her friend says she's changed.
Yeah, teachers back that up. Yeah, said her studies are suffering. She's not concentrating, not as studious. Seems a bit preoccupied.
Well, how come her parents didn't notice?
Well, maybe they did put her down to puberty blues.
Excuse me, I'm going to go and talk to her.
Hey, will you guys get this? This bloke's been in town for 5 minutes. He's onto all the girls already. How does he do it?
Oh, it helps if you're unconscious.
Noel Hawkins is tying one on. Said he couldn't stand waiting for the phone to ring.
I don't think I could stand it either.
I think I might take a walk and turn in.
Oh, getting boring in your old age, eh, matey?
Yeah, see you in the morning.
Oh, sure. See you, mate.
Evening, Constable. Ready to arrest me yet?
Hey, go easy, William. You watch the booze tonight, eh?
Hawkins must know we interviewed William.
The bloody town knows.
Coming.
Made it.
Congratulations. Come in. So, how was dinner with the boys? Riveting?
Oh, I think I was convincing.
So tell me, how did you get away?
Told them I was coming over to see you.
Well, there goes my reputation. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, you were pretty cool to me today.
Well, you ignored me.
I didn't want to be obvious. Isn't that what you want?
Look, believe me, if they find out, they'll give me such a hard time my life won't be worth living.
Who cares what they say?
Well, it's easy for you. You're one of them.
You're one of them too.
Except I'm a non-bloke. We non-blokes, well, hey, we get different treatment.
I'll do all I can to protect your privacy. Believe me.
Well, I suppose we should make the most of this.
Yeah, I suppose we should.
Get something to eat and then hit the party. What is it about this kid that women find so irresistible?
We should get him to throw a bit your way, matey.
He's going to score here, look. She's going over to talk to a friend. She's checking her watch. They're out the door. He's in.
Good luck to them.
But that only took him 28 minutes. And she's got no taste. Hey, that's my shot.
No, mate. Couple more, thanks, Chris.
Noel sloshed and William started telling dirty jokes. It's not a good sign.
I'll go have a chat to him, see if I can get him to go home, shall I?
Okay.
William, you mind if I join you, mate?
Oh, I don't need babysitting, Schultz. I can handle myself. Yeah, but you know that.
Well, you might have to, William. See that bloke over there? That's Rhoda Hawkins' old man.
Oh, yeah, doesn't look happy.
No. No, Chris is a bit worried she might get hurt, mate.
Oh, Chris is worried might smash up a bar. She doesn't give a damn about me.
Your folks know you're out drinking?
I don't care what they think. I'm entitled to be here. I'm staying.
Good on you.
Stay away from him, Noel.
You should be out looking for Rhoda, not protecting bloody psychos.
Yeah, we have been.
What?
There are no psychos in here, just a few drunks.
Why don't you arrest him?
What for?
He's got you all gone.
You're going to look very silly if you're wrong about him.
Come on, matey. I think you've had enough. Good story.
Can I buy you a sherbet, Schultzy?
No, eh?
As much as I love the great outdoors, I have no desire to spend the rest of my life or my career stuck in some country town.
Oh, I wouldn't worry. I'm sure you're destined for bigger and better things.
You think so?
Yep. Commissioner Doyle. I can see it now.
Stop taking the mickey.
What, you don't want to be commissioner?
Oh, I'll be happy to be as good as my dad or my brothers.
No, you won't. Coming from a family of cops has only made you more conscientious, more competitive. You want to beat them, not join them.
So what else do you know about me?
Oh, you exude a certain, presence.
You mean I'm pushy?
I'd say forceful. Positive. Like today with Patterson.
Oh, hang on. He was wrong about the Gearys. You know, he believed their hard luck story about Liz being too sick to move and Eddie losing his job.
And the woman was sick?
Well, she said she'd been in bed for a few days.
Our information is that she was in town the day Rhoda disappeared, looking fit and healthy.
When did you find that out?
Just after you left.
She gave us the impression she'd been laid up for days.
Maybe the Gearys are worth another look.
Well, they wouldn't be expecting a second visit, especially if it came so close after the first one.
Catch them early, you reckon?
Why not?
You better ring Tom.
And if I do, he'll know that we've been, comparing notes.
And doing other things.
That too.
Well, it's your call. What do you want to do?
I'll stuff it, I'll ring him.
Two anonymous calls, Geary's record, there's been in town that morning. I mean, is it enough?
You're forgetting the girls are connected.
Not to the Gearys, they're not, matey.
You're not still hanging out for William.
No, I'm just wondering whether or not we should go smashing down doors at 6:30 in the morning, that's all.
6 too early for you, PJ.
We have to follow through. There's too much at stake if we don't. Look, waiting any longer could put them at risk. We might already be too late. And are you going to be the one to explain to their parents why we didn't take action?
All right. So who's going to wake up the JP for the warrant, eh?
You can have that pleasure.
Thank you.
Sean, let the rest know.
Who are we taking?
What do you reckon?
Oh, Nick and Wayne, the kid's too green.
Maggie?
Eh?
Well, we'll need a policewoman if the girls are there.
OK, let them know. 5:30 here for the briefing. OK, you all know the routine. PJ's grouped to the back door. Wait until I call before you come in and let us know where you are in the house at all times.
Oh, must have been a hell of a party, eh? Wakey, wakey, hand off Snaky. Come on, mate. Wake up.
Yeah, she's breathing.
Yeah, she's okay too.
You really there?
Afraid so.
Oh.
Morning, boss.
Morning.
Where is everyone?
Out on the road. Geary's place.
Didn't they need me?
Next time. Don't feel bad, son. They didn't need me either. Mount Thomas Police, Sergeant Croydon. Here's Mrs. Cassidy. Yeah, we'll be right over. In the meantime, you try and keep William in the house. Sign yourself out a weapon, then meet me at the car.
I've called the police. They'll be here any minute.
Where's he taking my daughter? He's got her, I know he has.
Mr. Hawkins, my son had nothing to do with your daughter's disappearance.
You're protecting him. Tell him to come out here and face me like a man.
Oh. No, William, don't! He's off his head!
I'm off my head. What about William?
Piss off, you old fart. Just leave us alone.
Look, you've had murder, Cassidy. I'll bloody kill you.
Threaten me?
Ah, the cavalry's arrived.
Shut up, William.
William, how are you, mate?
Well, you'll be pleased to know we found your daughter. She's safe.
You've found her?
Yes, and the other girl.
Right, take her through to my office and take Eddie through to the interview room. And you...
Oh, we're a bit under the weather, are we, Eddie?
Yeah, sit there.
Come on.
Your parents have been informed. They're on their way in.
Can we clean up?
No, not yet.
Don't want my parents to see me here.
They'll freak.
I wouldn't think that your old man would be too pleased with you either, Rhoda.
He couldn't care less. Like my mother.
You girls like a cup of coffee or maybe Milo or something?
Right. Ready to answer a few questions?
Just get on with it.
How did you get to know Rhoda and Joanne?
Liz met Rhoda through the snack bar. They became friendly. Liz was sort of like a surrogate mother to her.
What about Joanne?
Hadn't seen her before. Rhoda had been out to the house lots of times.
Did her father know?
You joking?
So he had no idea?
Rhoda didn't tell her father nothing.
But she talked to you?
Not me so much. A lot to Liz. Rhoda hated living in this hick town. She wanted to chuck a job. And she would have, except for the money.
Well, how'd you get out to your place?
She was on her way to work. Liz stopped to talk to her and she just jumped in the car.
What, just fed up?
Yeah. She wanted some action.
Rhoda knew Joanne went to that stupid dance every month. We picked her up when she came out.
Nobody saw you.
Oh, she'll tell you. We didn't kidnap her.
Then why did she agree to go with you?
Because I'm a nice person.
Well, we know that, Liz. What else happened?
We drove home. Watched some movies, had a couple of drinks.
What kind of movies?
Educational.
We found pornographic videos and literature in the house. Hash, barbiturates.
Oh, big deal. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. It's harmless.
Not according to the law.
Yeah, well, kids like experimenting. It's exciting.
We also found a video camera, Liz, with some explicit footage on it of Joanne and Rhoda cavorting around your lounge room.
Just a bit of fun. Look, don't take it so seriously.
Well, I think their parents will.
Yeah, well, the parents ought to take better care of them. And they wouldn't come running off to Auntie Lizzie.
This is all your fault.
Yeah, it's always my fault.
Be seeing you, sweetheart.
Give us a look at you. Bloody awful.
Thanks, Dad.
You know where I've been? Off making a fool of myself, accusing the Cassidy kid of abduction. All the time you've been boozing and doing God knows what else for the last 2 days.
Cut it out.
Have you looked at yourself? You look like a whore.
Okay, so I stuffed up. You don't have to hang around and hear all the dirty details.
Sit down and
Causing
shut up.
trouble for all
Hawkins,
these people.
do
That's
it.
all you're interested in, isn't it?
Take her into the interview room and try and calm her down.
Is that him? Is that the bloke she was
Leave
mixed up
him
with?
to us. He's our worry. Your main concern should be your daughter. She's going to need all your support to get through this. You're bombing out very badly.
I was worried about her.
Well, you didn't tell her that. All you did was make accusations.
I couldn't help it. I don't know what to do.
You could start by calming down. You're not helping the situation at all. Maggie.
Come on.
You're a lucky girl. This could have had a very different outcome. Didn't you give any thought to what your parents were going through at all?
I didn't mean to hurt them. It's just everything got out of hand and I didn't know what to do.
Why didn't you leave the dance with your friends?
I hung around to talk to one of the guys in the band. He told me to get lost. Too young, he said.
So you set out to prove him wrong. What happened when the constable showed up the first time?
We hid in the bush.
Why hide?
I've never let my parents down. They've always trusted me. I couldn't face them. I couldn't go back.
They seem like pretty understanding people to me.
I know. That's what makes it so hard.
Liz used to come into the shop. I could talk to her. Whenever I tried to talk to Dad about Mum, he'd just get angry. It was like he blamed me. But I didn't make her leave.
You trusted the Gearys?
Yeah. They were like family. And they were fun. It was always miserable around our place. But that night, things went wrong. Not that I remember everything, except the camera. Eddie had a video camera. Joe and I did some pretty crazy stuff. I suppose he got off on it.
Had you and Joe made any plans?
No. It was all just spur of the moment. I was fed up with the whole scene at home and Joe was bored. We just wanted some action. Life's just one big disappointment, hey, Dad?
Yeah, well, it's time we talked about that, eh?
Bit of a bummer finding everyone crashed out on the floor. Doesn't sound like I missed much.
Oh, well, never mind, Adam. Next time there might be someone with a shotgun under the bed. Come to that one, eh?
When you're a bit older.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going to check on the Cassidys. You feel like a drive?
Yep.
That's the
I hope he dies before we do.
Is it on?
Yeah, they're going. I think I could stand the thought of him unemployed, living alone on his disability allowance, no one to care about him.
It doesn't have to be that way.
There's not many options left when your family's gone, Tom.
Oh, there's Headway up in Melbourne. There's no support group locally. Might have to start one of your own.
How do you change attitudes? Just because he's different, he becomes a suspect.
It wasn't only his personality that changed. His face shifted. He looks different. But he's still our William. We'll manage.
No, the Gearys have been remanded at St David's.
Thanks for your help.
Team effort. I'm only glad in the end we weren't dealing with abduction and homicide.
Yeah, me too. Oh, well, give Mount Thomas something to talk about for a couple of days.
Yeah, been a long day. We better be going.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
All the best, mate.
Ta-ra, mate.
Tomorrow.
National Police Remembrance Day, mate.
Yeah, see you bludgers in church. Hey, Adam, watch the girls. You know what they say about country women?
What? Did I miss the significance of something?
Did she? I don't think so.
Now, what could that be?
Can't imagine.
Nothing is sacred in this place. Nothing.